Hey, what is up, everyone? It's your favorite Foxhusky, Ross. And today we're doing something a little different. So I've kind of been noticing that a lot of people have a lot of concerns right now about safety and privacy. And being a fandom that is heavily online, not that that's necessarily a bad thing, I think we should focus as well on our own safety and privacy. As of such, I've proposed a little bit of a video today relating to online safety, otherwise known in other fields in a form of operational security, or OPSEC for short. So, a disclaimer. This video will not be in any way all-encompassing all topics of online safety or operational security. This video is also not guaranteed to keep you safe in any way. Again, it's your own safety. I am not any more responsible for it than anyone else in the world. Additionally, all information gathered for this was created and found through public sources, and there are no references to anything that is not publicly available at all times. Additionally, you're to utilize this information in all practices following ethically and to not be doing anything morally suspicious with it. First things first, let's get into it. Operational security, or OPSEC, what are we looking at? It's essentially the idea of employing the best practices possible to protect not only your identity, but also critical information. We will do this through utilizing the OPSEC cycle. So pretty much you can see here, step 1 is to analyze the threat. Step 2, identify critical information. Step 3, analyze the vulnerabilities. Step 4, to assess the risk. Step 5, apply countermeasures. And step 6, we have to assess how effective it was to begin with. We're going to start by analyzing a threat. First and foremost, a threat is any individual, group, organization that has the capability and the intent to cause harm to your interest, you, or your sensitive information. And this can be anyone. Sometimes, and more likely than not, we won't even know what individual, group, organization is or has the intent to cause harm to us, or individuals that have the capability to do so. So step 2, we're going to focus on identifying critical information. This is information that can be exploited to harm you in any way. Now, for furries, our hobby and our relationships and our presence within the queer community can sometimes put us at risk. So things that I would identify in this situation as critical information would be your employer, your boss. If you don't want your boss to know what you do, you don't want your boss to find out about this, or you don't want to be targeted or your business harassed in some way, it's an idea to employ, or understand that that's critical information. Your identity. Some people are totally fine posting their face online, and that's all their deal, that's all their idea. However, once it's out there, you can't take it back. Additionally, your exact location, and I mean past, present, and future. Because let's face it, if I had enemies, which I, to my knowledge, do not, I'm not trying to make enemies, I love all of you. But if someone was to be upset with me and said, I want to go, I don't know, throw a paper airplane at Ross, and I'm on Twitter, and I say, I will be in the lobby of the Hilton Hotel in 6 minutes. Well, let's say I don't like Ross, I use Twitter, I see that. Well, it's pretty easy to connect 2 and 2. I can now facilitate going out there and doing harm, throwing a paper airplane at Ross. I know, it's pretty harmless, but it's an example. Additionally, past and present, like more so about kind of just where you live, where you're at. Bark's really kind of an issue here, and I'm just as guilty. I use Bark. I'm really bad about it. I have Bark to the enabled to the point where I can use it with a location that is not my location, right? I don't keep live location on. I'll say, hey, I'm here. I'll pick a spot, city center, or just the city name, or con name, or whatever. And that's the location. I'm not going to put in there, this is my address, 123 Anywhere Street, USA. All right, so put a pin right here so all the people know exactly where to find me. Bark's great, make friends, have fun, but do remember that your location is critical information. Make sure that you identify any information that you find vulnerable, information that, if revealed to the public or provided to the right organization, could cause harm to you, your interest, or anything of that nature. All right? Step 3, we're going to analyze the vulnerabilities. So we're going to check to see if we are releasing critical information we identified or allowing others to find it. This could be something like posting stuff that contains legal information, name, date of birth, face. You can also do stuff like, I said, whereabouts, future locations. Are you actively putting this out there? Additionally, you want to look to make sure that there's no other online action that would further the spread of critical information that you identified prior. Step 4, we're going to assess the risk. And this kind of breaks down into 2 pathways. Do you know who your adversary is? If you do, this will be pretty straightforward. If you do not, risk remains pretty uncertain. We don't know. But if you have made enemies with somebody, or if you know somebody's outwardly targeting you, or if an organization is outwardly opposing your interests or identity, you likely can assess your risk. I will not provide a matrix, and I will not provide any sort of statistical way to do so, as this is a super basic level for people that dress up like animals online. But assess your risk within reason with your own means to help further your understanding of operational security. On to step 5. This is where things kind of get a little more useful. We are now going to try to apply countermeasures to the best of our ability. First and foremost, remove and safeguard critical information. Let's propose a fake Twitter here, right? In this Twitter, I've got my full legal name. I've got my home address here, my date of birth right there. And here's a picture of me outside of my house. So you know what I look like. You know where I live. And I do this because I want to make friends. You guys are awesome. I want to show you my cool house. I want to show you my pretty face. I want to talk about, such and such years old. I want to be friends with all of you. Let's say I've made some enemies. How could I work to backtrack? It's already out there. Kind of a concern. But I can go through and remove that information from my bio to restrict individuals that maybe are a little less skilled from finding it. I could adjust the background of photographs. I could blur out the property in the background. I could blur out my face. I could take a Telegram sticker of my persona and put it over my face. That would be super easy. Now, going into more of a technical level, utilizing virtual private networks or VPNs. I am not sponsored by any VPN. Do your own research. I will only say, this is my personal belief, I believe that a free VPN is a bad VPN. If it is free, you are the product. For a virtual private network meant to control access to your information, if it is free, you are the product. Keep that in mind. Do with that what you will. And avoid using public networks. There are things out there such as Wi-Fi pineapples, certain Raspberry Pis. You can do flippers with Marauder chips. You can gain access by putting up a private or a public Wi-Fi that's called, Starbucks or whatever, or Hilton Honors Wi-Fi. You connect to it in good faith. I could start man-in-the-middle attacking and taking your data. For all purposes, you should probably utilize cellular data, utilize secured cellular hotspots, or portable cellular data, or like those traveler Wi-Fi systems. Just do not use public networks unless you absolutely have to and your situation will not allow anything else at all. And if you are on a public network, utilize a VPN. Or do not use traffic that is sensitive, banking information, pulling up pictures of your driver's license. Just don't do that. Don't do anything of that nature on public Wi-Fi. Ideally, you should aim to separate your online identity and your legal identity as possible. Well, it's even a little fun. Furries especially, we enjoy being colorful characters. And to be a colorful character who lives and exists separate from the human beneath is actually rather entertaining, rather nice. And also, please do not click on links you do not absolutely trust. No, the person that's asking you on Twitter to help them avoid you getting permanently banned because they accidentally reported you 500 times and they need you to DM the Twitter owner on Discord or whatever is lying. They're not telling the truth. No, there are not pictures of you in an Instagram collage that they sent you a link to that you have to sign in. There's no pictures in there. These are how you lose your accounts, and if individuals that received these annoying spam emails know, this is how it continues. I say emails, it's just DMs, but if you are receiving these messages, block them, report them. I don't care if it's your best friend in the whole world. Do not click on links that you do not trust. If you click on a link, do not provide it login credentials or personal information for any reason. If I sent you a link to Facebook, don't log into it. If you want to go on Facebook, log into Facebook through Facebook. Don't go through my link. Leave my stuff alone. You don't know why I'm sending you that. It's simple. Always avoid links if possible. Start without trusting. That's kind of just the base level. Don't trust anything. And then ideally, you should ensure that only those with a true need to know ever going to access personal details. The biggest vulnerability that we have in this fandom, and I think we can all agree on just a scale, is artists and commissioners, we have to exchange payment information. And this information may include our personal names. This information may include addresses for shipping products. Artists, ensure you are safeguarding this information. Do not let others gain access to this information. If it has to be stored, ensure it is stored on a locked app or in a locked folder of some way. Otherwise, delete this information if possible. If you're done doing a transaction with somebody, I don't know, I'm not so familiar with payment platforms, but delete your history as time goes on. Don't keep large logs of information, because heaven forbid somebody goes back and hacks your PayPal and finds this person's name and this person's PayPal, they used this credit card. Like, I just ensure information is being handled responsibly. I get it. There's a means to an ends, but always take the extra time to be careful. Commissioners who are paying and buying the commissions, ensure to the best of your ability not to just throw your payment details out to everyone. Again, there are wonderful artists and they're very talented people in this fandom. Ensure you trust who you're providing your legal name to. Need I remind you of the many scandals of artists and fursuit makers that have not had the best intentions for their clients in mind? However, we've not seen any sort of large leak to my knowledge of massive amounts of personal information. So just be careful. Be incredibly careful. Finally, we'll move on to the final step of the OPSEC cycle, and that is to assess the effectiveness. This is the least fun part. Simply put, only time will tell. Although, we all can do better. So, to wrap this up, this was not made to shame or condemn anyone. You engage with operational security at a level that you deem appropriate. It can be a matter of convenience, a matter of a lack of being afraid. You maybe might be more brave than most. And I don't really personally want to get on anyone's case. Do what you want. I'm a blue dog. I don't know any better. But all I'm saying is in times where individuals may be targeted, or times where adversaries may be looming around the corner, protecting critical information, identifying vulnerabilities, assessing your risk for those vulnerabilities, and then applying countermeasures might be the difference between a good outcome and a bad outcome, whatever that may be for your situation. Please, be safe out there, be careful, and let's keep this fandom trucking along. Nice, happy, smiling dogs. Sound fair? Hopefully. Anyways, that's all I have. Goodbye for now.